Welcome to Real Lives Touched by Addiction podcast with your hosts, Jen McCutcheon, Luke Loughlin, Lainey Love, and Sandra Murray. This podcast exists to bring truth, compassion, and real solutions to conversations around addiction that family, communities, and systems have avoided for far too long. Addiction isn't just an individual struggle. It's a family, community, and generational issue. And too many are navigating it in silence, feeling overwhelmed and alone. Through real stories, lived experience, trauma-informed insight, and evidence-based frameworks, we're exploring the most misunderstood truths about addiction and family healing. And you're invited to join us. Listen, reflect, and take a small but powerful step towards real change. So let us begin. Welcome to Real Lives Touched by Addiction. We are here coming in hot on February 17th is when this is being recorded. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Brand new year, fire horse year. We got lots of really cool energies happening right now, and we're excited to just share with you. We thought we'd come on and talk about Real Lives Touched by Addiction, not just as a podcast, but as a movement that is moving across our country, our province of Ontario. We have hosted 4 events. We just hosted our 4th Real Lives Touched by Addiction event. And we are already getting requests to come to other communities across Ontario, which is really, really exciting, which again is just reaffirming the conversations that we are having are hitting people in a way that they want more, which is super exciting. So yeah, we thought we would just come on in here, and Luke's not able to join us tonight, but Lainey's in here. Lainey's in the house. Sandra's in the house. And yeah, we thought we would just chat a little bit about what we're doing behind the scenes, like what's going on in Real Lives Touched by Addiction and the events that we just had. We were also invited to speak as Real Lives Touched by Addiction. Luke, myself, Lainey, and Sandra at an Empower to Recover event, which was a great event, which I love being in those rooms, talking about recovery, talking about all the forms of addiction, services, all the stuff. So it was really, really cool to just be back to back, week after week, sharing our stories, coming into community, and hearing just incredible stories that just have such impact and inspiration and hope of what's possible. And that's what Real Lives Touched by Addiction is really trying to do here, right? Create hope.
Yeah, I just want to said, Jen. Like, so well said. I love that I listen like as a fangirl. Like, I'm like, wow, you're just so articulate. I love the way that you said that. How does it just roll off your tongue like that?
Thanks, Lainey.
Professional.
Celebrating you.
Aw, thank you. I'll receive that, my friend.
With my twisted tongue, I will try to articulate how I feel. That last event on Friday, the Empower to Recover, was so amazing because it was a full day, number one, with beautiful meal, breakfast, lunch. What I really loved about that is it's the shares that people shared, their stories. And, there was a lot of people that have been in recovery for like decades, which is incredible. And for me, I'm in awe of those people that are in recovery. As a mom who lost my son, I know the chaos and I know what it takes to recover. And, I was saying that to me, they're all miracles. Like they're my heroes because they have stories that blow your mind. And you think, how did they get out of it? But they did. And not only did they get out of it, but they're also advocating now for others. And I think the whole speaking your truth and your story gives a lot of hope, like you were saying, Jen. And I just thought it was just incredible to be a part of that. Yeah.
Me too.
Amen.
Yeah. That's what I loved. I was like hanging on everybody's word, like, and feeling so impressed by their resilience and by their love that they have for themselves and the love that they're showing others, even though they struggled so much and maybe still are, because they're out of the hardest part doesn't mean that they're completely out of it. As
Hmm.
we all know, it's it comes in waves, right? And I was just blown away by the resiliency and by that love. It really struck me, people's stories. So I really enjoyed that and meeting them and getting to connect and seeing the difference that everybody's making. It reminds me of exactly what we're doing, exactly what FAM is, what Margaret's doing. It's all about like the micro movements. It's every individual like standing up and saying, I'm here to make a difference. And maybe I start with me and then I share that, and that creates this beautiful like chain of events that keep filling other people up and lighting their candles. And that's how we do it, right? It's not a new idea or a concept. I feel like we're going back to that. We really leaned into like systems and large groups and corporations and bigger entities thinking, oh, you're gonna save me. I'm gonna hand it all over to you. You're gonna do
Yeah. Yeah.
and and come to learn through experience, right? That's actually not what those systems and services do. They don't deliver on that promise, and they're not meant to fully. And that's a beautiful reminder too, as we were never meant to give our agency and our power completely away. It's
Hmm.
okay to say, I'm going to lean on you, but what we were doing was just giving it all away. And that doesn't work. So it's not a poo-poo necessarily on the system, but it is a beautiful reminder that we are sovereign beings and we get to decide and we get to make change and we can ask for help from other individuals, from services, from centers, from businesses, from government possibilities, agencies. But that's just the like the and part. You are your responsibility and the change starts with you. So
Mhm. Yeah.
I loved seeing the embodiment of that and the reminder of that and how we're all a part of that conversation and reigniting the community spirit and community effort.
Yes.
Yeah, you
Yes.
know what I'm envisioning while you're speaking, and this is something I've always envisioned. It's like we're all puzzle pieces, and I see these puzzle pieces, and then the four of us came together, and the puzzle pieces gotten larger, and now we're connecting with other movements, and it's getting bigger. And I'm just so excited to see all the pieces coming together, and also the different agencies and the different supports, and do you know what I mean? To me,
Yeah,
I'm just
absolutely.
seeing it all happening, and it's so exciting. Just,
100%.
I
yeah.
like the
Yeah.
visual, Sandra.
Yeah. Yeah,
Mm,
and I mean everything that you just said, Lainey, yes, and Sandra, yes. And one of the things from like, and I want to speak to our event because what's interesting is, we have been doing this for 4 years and or the last 3 years, I think the three of us or the four of us,
mhm,
um, being able to we hear each other's stories, and I'm always in awe every time I listen to each and every one of you, and because you continue to share deeper, you continue to heal different aspects of yourself
mm,
as we continue to do this work, because I know for myself every time that I share my story, I'm sharing it slightly differently. I'm sharing a little bit more in a different way, and it's therapeutic for me. It's healing. Every time I'm on this podcast, every time I'm speaking about it, there's part of me that's opening up to share a little bit more, feeling a little bit safer in my body. right?
Mm.
Sharing a little bit more confident in what I'm speaking to and why I'm speaking. And I watched you all. Every time I hear you speak, it's like I'm inspired. The impact that you're having on me and the room. And we know each other's stories too. So it's like when we, having, at our event, having a police officer who works in the crisis unit come and share his story, Josh Woodcock. He was incredible. And to be able to have different perspectives, different experiences, to be able to come. And then Laura, who was a crisis worker as well, she came in and talked about her experience. Um, having these lived experiences and seeing more different perspectives, whether it's from, workers, healthcare workers, service providers sharing their journeys of being impacted by mental health and addiction, along with maybe their own struggles and family members. Like it was pretty incredible just to have those insights as well. And from our event, being hosted at Loyalist College with a college we are so grateful for them. They sponsored the event. They held that space for us. We had a sold out event, and to have a community college who is now is launching their own mental health and addiction diploma and certificate program, understand the power of community, of bringing all lives touched by addiction. They've been blown away, and excited to continue the conversation. So I'm going to be revisiting, making this an annual event there. And I'm hopeful that we will be able to do that. And because they see it, they were blown away by the event
Mm.
and how it unfolded. So again, it's just reaffirming the need for this and the power behind it. The other thing I wanted to touch on from our event and this other event that we all spoke at was I'm super freaking excited because what I'm seeing is and the feedback I'm getting and the connections that I'm making, addiction treatment centers reaching out, service organizations reaching out, the Belleville Police Department reaching out, inviting me to join them at their board meeting at the end of the month.
That's
It's
amazing.
amazing.
It's
Oh,
amazing. I'm
yeah.
celebrating it because it's not about me. It's about these organizations that do offer incredible services
Mm.
wanting to speak to my lived experience and my professional experience as a coach, right? And all the things, like all the people coming together. It's not just about it's our way or the highway. It's okay, how do we okay, maybe we can learn from Jen McCutcheon. It's like
Mm.
this is
Yes.
incredible because it's not just me. We're opening up a new narrative. We're creating a new paradigm around mental health and addiction. Not we, me, all of us that continue to show up in these rooms and have these conversations, and the
Yeah.
lived experience being integrated into the recovery process.
I just want to throw in, and you said it eloquently when we were talking, the resource room that we had and the
Mm,
buzz in there, and to have not only people speaking their lived experiences, but having a place for people to share their experiences and get the resources they need. You said it, and I think it was at the last event, you're saying the buzz in that room in between. I didn't go in during the break. I was there at the beginning, and I spoke to every single one, and I'm still learning about some of the new resources that are coming out and that are here that weren't there for my son. And it's incredible. If you can just touch on that, Jen, because
yeah.
say it so beautifully.
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to jump in there just to say hello and to talk to people. And by the time I got in there, I walked in the room and I was like, "Holy shit!" Like the decibel, the volume in that room, and the people all talking to each other,
Chills.
and the resource tables, every resource table, people standing in front of them and talking with each other, talking with the resources and the service providers. Like we had so many different incredible service providers of all kinds there.
Mm.
from faith-oriented service support to shelters, the Three Oaks Women's Shelter. We had the nurses from public health that were there that were handing out naloxone kits. We had YMCA gambling, youth gambling services. We had Substance Canada, which is supporting families and individuals to bring awareness and education. So there was like so many. But I've been to some of these events and I've walked in rooms even for myself to try to find resources, and it's like you kind of like very
Mm.
meek and nobody really makes eye contact, and you barely talk to anybody. It's so uncomfortable and it's quiet and it feels like a fucking funeral. Like it
Yeah,
feels like it's so uncomfortable. Um
true. It scares
Yeah.
people away. It
it's
scares
right.
people away, right?
And that's what is a testament to what we created, right?
Mm.
Because we had our event, we had a break in the middle of the event and then came back for more speakers. So we had three speakers, then we had a break for the resource tables and a mix and mingle, and then we had more speakers after. And it was interesting because, again, just talking, because this is a transparent, all conversations welcome here. We were like, well, we want to have the resources. If it was a 6 till 9 p.m., if we have the resources at the end, people might not go. And
Yeah.
part of the day was to get the resources into people's hands, because when you're in crisis, even though there are resources out there, they're not hard to, they're not easy to find,
Yeah.
number one. But when you're in
Yep.
crisis, it's impossible to find what you're looking for. So, but we were worried, well, are we going
Oh,
to lose half the crowd because they're going to go to the resource table and then go home? But
ah,
it all was beautiful. And honestly,
yeah,
that resource room was on fire,
yeah.
and it just warmed my heart. I was like, this is freaking amazing.
I just want to say that's one of my favorite parts because we did this last year. We had all those resources last year and they were actually in the room. So that
Yeah.
was great. I mean, it works out either way. But I know from my journey with my son, it took me years to get a lot of these resources. So to be able to put all these resources in a room together, and I don't want anybody to go through what I went through looking for resources.
Yeah.
So that's why I love this because you can come, you could hear people's stories that everybody that's in the world of chaos could relate to one of our stories or all of our stories. Because I know when I was speaking, I could see people like, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Um, Totally agreeing. And then to have the resources there and not have to go and search it. Like it took me literally years to get a
Yeah.
good toolkit, as we call it, of resources. So
Yeah.
you could tell my passion. I just think it is amazing that we do that. And that is a huge part of it. Like you said,
Yeah.
it's not just us, it
That's
takes a
it.
village, right?
Yeah.
And we have the village there for you to talk to people and get the resources that you want.
Yeah. And that's really what preventative health awareness movement
Mm.
is all about. It's about community, it's about breaking down the silos, it's about bringing healthcare providers, organizations, and everyday people to be able to connect and collaborate. So if somebody comes to me and I that's not my service, that's out of my scope, I know somebody who I can refer you to. And the biggest challenge I had with my son's journey and my family members is the circle of care doesn't exist. Nobody's talking to each other. And
Mm.
what preventative health awareness is trying to do is to create a circle of care
Yeah.
so that people are talking to each other. Doctors are talking to therapists, to like there's this connection. And if I can't provide something, or that person can't find it, guess what? We got you. We're gonna introduce you. We're gonna bring you over to Dr. So and so here, or we're gonna connect you with the nutritionist, Sue over here, or whatever it is. And that's the power. And that's what was
Mhm.
happening in the resource room as well. I mean, I had two women on the break. That's why I didn't get in there right away. Two women, mothers, come up to me who were really struggling. I was
Mhm.
able to walk them into the resource room and bring them to a resource and say, hey, ladies, and hey, can you talk with this lady? This woman's looking for support for her daughter. This woman is looking for support for herself. That
Mm.
is incredible.
I'm getting goosebumps. That's what it's
Yeah.
about, right? Oh,
Yeah,
oof.
exactly.
I feel like that's what we're
Mm,
creating is we're creating community events. I feel like that's our purpose is
mm,
Mhm.
we come into a community and we start to gather and pull some of the resources because there are so many that are available and it is challenging to find them. And so we'll take that step for you
mm,
and we'll start to pull resources and then you'll know a little bit more about what's available within your community. And then even on the interweb here, on our well, not our website yet, but on our
Yeah, to
YouTube
come. Stay
channel, we'll
tuned.
have, yes, stay tuned. We'll have more resources listed there. And then FAM has the toolbox. FAM has resources
mm,
listed. And Empower to Recover has created this really cool app where they're integrating different
mm.
modalities so that you can search. I think
Mhm.
it's by ailment or by subject. It was super interesting to learn about that. And that's one of the biggest takeaways for me, even in going to different events, even if we're hosting them, is learning about, oh,
Yeah.
you do that? That's so cool. Oh, you've created that? That's so amazing because there are wonderful, fantastic people out there doing such good work. And just like with us, the challenge is letting people know that you exist so that they can find the things that we need. I think that's
Mm,
the challenge for most things is we exist, here we are.
Yeah.
Come and
yeah.
find us. We're here to be of service. We're here because we're solution oriented. So it's so cool that we can be, a helpful helper in that respect because it is trying to navigate all of these systems because they don't communicate with each other makes it extra frustrating. And yes, when you're in crisis, you just you lose steam and you
Mhm.
lose hope, and you don't necessarily have the emotional bandwidth to be able to try to navigate all those extra steps. So let us make it easier for you.
Yeah.
And if there's something that you're looking for, you could just send us an email and we can say, hey, we can refer you to somebody. Maybe they're not necessarily, we'll try
Yeah.
Mhm.
because we're getting better and better at investigating and also networking.
Networking,
So
exactly.
finding, yeah, Jen's a really, really good networker. Collecting all
Yeah.
these resources. And if we can't find necessarily one in your city, I bet you that we can connect you to that resource from wherever, and then they'll be able to refer. It's all, circling back to that whole community aspect and
Exactly.
anybody in this space, especially us. Because I can only speak for us because I know us and our hearts. We're really about referrals. We're really about community. We're really about you getting the solution that it is that you are looking for. And so, so grateful to be continually surrounded in this space by people whose hearts are here to serve and just to offer you the solutions and just a shout out to all of the amazing people within the systems and institutions that we often poo-poo on.
Mm,
Healthcare workers or police officers,
yeah.
even social workers, even teachers, all of these wonderful people that go into their vocations because they desire passionately to give and to serve and to be a part of the solution. And so as individuals, they're showing up because they want to do good.
Yeah.
And that's so amazing. So just in recognition of those hearts of service and every day that they're interacting with people that are in the midst of extreme trauma, that affects their heart, their mind, their spirit, their body. And we tend to overlook that, right? Because we're focused on ourselves, which we should be and we need to be because you're
Mhm.
responsible for you. But it's also remembering that they're experiencing all of those things multiple times a day.
Yeah.
Paramedics. I mean, it
Yeah.
was great to talk to the paramedics there. Like,
Yeah.
whew.
Well, I think one. somebody
Mm,
had said, we're showing up, we're constantly showing up to like the worst day of your life, like
Yeah.
times however many times for
exactly.
them.
Exactly.
So let's all remember to just send them love and
Mm,
gratitude and patience and know that we're so grateful for the work that they're choosing to do. Maybe the system that they're in definitely
mhm.
needs a rehaul, some
Yeah.
reorganization, and but and we can be really grateful for the good work that they do.
Ugh,
Yeah.
amen. And I love to just taking the opportunity to thank them, the
Yeah,
CDHA workers, the police officer, the paramedics, because I look back at my son's journey and they were all there.
yeah,
And like you said, Lainey, they're doing it every
every
Yeah.
day.
day.
I can't imagine like the toll
And,
that
and
takes
right.
on your heart, on your
Mhm.
spirit. And
Yeah.
so, yes, it's just that friendly reminder because I need it for myself sometimes too, And so when I can offer it to you all, that's helpful for me too.
Yeah, and I just want to, because I did mention this, but I'm going to just reiterate it because yes, like everything that you guys just said, it's like we forget because they're somehow like an authority, whether it's a paramedic, whether it's a
Mhm.
doctor, whether it's, a police officer or a caseworker. Like these people are showing up every day in this work, and we forget the impact that it's having on them. And that's what you just said. And
Mhm.
it's a term that I didn't hear about until recently called moral injury. And moral injury is really taking a toll on our frontline workers, our doctors, our nurses, paramedics, because of what they're dealing with and the systems that they're working in. So they've
Mhm.
taken an oath, right, as doctors, as nurses, to, put the patient first and yada yada yada. I'm not a doctor, so I don't know all the lingo, but but they've signed up. They've sworn an oath to do what's best for their patient. And because of some of the bureaucracy and the procedures and the things that they have to follow, they're not able to do what they signed up to do, and it is moral injury. It is creating trauma, and it is like creating fractures in their who they are, their spiritual essence of what they believe in and want to show up as. And
Mhm.
having we're losing practitioners because they're like, I can't do this anymore, and they end up going out and starting their own clinics. I see it all the time, psychiatrists and doctors that are now doing something different to help people where they're not under those same policies and practices.
Yeah.
So it's just honoring what's happening and recognizing we're able to help by holding space for those people to be able to be human even in their profession. Does that make sense?
It does 100%. And it's such a great reminder because I know in my situation, it's so easy to blame the system. I mean, I have
Mm-hmm.
a whole long story about that. But it's a great reminder of the actual people that are actually doing the job and what they're up against. And I'm hoping with what we're doing that we can create change in the system so that they could have the supports that they need. And,
Yeah.
thanks for sharing that.
And we are
And we
all
are.
here,
We
all of us.
are. Yes.
Every single person, we can see that there are fractures in the system, that the system needs to be updated and upgraded if it's going to do what it's meant to do, which is be of service to the people.
Yeah.
Then it is due for an upgrade, and we all make that happen. We can be complacent or we can take action, and that's what we're choosing is to take action. We're inviting everybody else to take action and to advocate for yourself and for community as well.
And
Exactly.
and speaking out loud as we do, because I know with addiction, with the hundreds of people I've connected with, it's a quiet disease and that nobody wants to share. So they don't really understand, like, when you have your politicians, they don't hear the stories. It gets brushed away because there's not a lot of us. We're now connecting with more and more, and I'm just excited because those puzzle pieces are coming together, and we're going to just get louder, and then it'll come to a point where oh, they have something here. Maybe we do need to make some change. So, yeah, we are doing it.
We want
And
to do.
that's how we create changes, by doing what we're doing. And sometimes
Mhm.
the systems will be slow. I mean, and because it's not as simple as we just change something. That's why systems are
Only.
right. And I see the changes. I'm seeing the changes within the
Yes.
systems, and it might just be slower, and we get to have a patchwork. That's why one size doesn't fit all. So, I think everybody, again, just honoring that. I believe the majority of people in these systems are wanting to, that they wouldn't be in those work environments if they weren't wanting to have impact. And most people that are working in the mental health and addiction are coming from some form of lived experience, whether it's their own or a loved one's, or just a passion to help people.
Mm.
And I think, yeah, that's the power of just continuing these conversations, and having, bringing in all sides of addiction and mental health, and honoring the journey. And I just
Yes.
want to say, the other thing I want to say just about the events in general was how much we are all the same, and everybody delivers their message so eloquently themselves that you're never, it's like everybody has their own little personality in the way that their delivery, and their, whether they're more like serious and like heartfelt, or whether they're like quirky and playful. Like, I love it because there's never going to be enough people to help. Like, we need all variations of ways that this message is being delivered. And some people might not be aligned with me, but somebody else is going to be. And that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
Well said, and it's so true. I love that. We're all the same. We all have the same passion, but we definitely present differently. I'm the twist tongue lady. I'm learning. But yeah, well
You're
said.
doing awesome. You're doing
Yeah, you're
amazing.
doing amazing. And not just for voices too, for modalities is that's another reason to come to events, whether it's our event or another local event when you're seeking a solution, is being given the opportunity to be introduced to new things that you had no idea existed. And oh,
Exactly.
I didn't know that that worked for this. I didn't even know that existed. Expanding your possibilities, expanding your solutions, adding to your network. If this doesn't work for you, then there is something else. There's something else.
Yeah.
And there is somebody else. I've tried in my own personal life, I don't know, at least 50 different modalities, for
Yeah.
things that I was searching to heal within myself, and they all offered a beautiful gift. And I think coming together, they're offering like more of a wholeness, like a complete picture. And so just keep being curious when you can, when you're in the space and time in which you can be curious and you do have a little bit of energy to look. And then, yes, come to our events, go to a local event, seek solutions. We're here to help you find them.
Yes. Yes. And just to create an invitation, if you are listening to this right now, if you are, a healthcare practitioner, if you are in the addiction realm, if you are working with individuals' mental health, if you are an everyday kind of person and you want to host or co-host with us a Real Lives Touched by Addiction event, we are traveling. We're traveling to communities across Ontario, across Canada, and we want to come to your town because this is what we are. This is what we're meant here to do. So just shoot us a message. You can check out in the show notes. You've got our email address in there. Shoot us an email. Connect with us on social media. All of our platforms and stuff are in there, and let's start the conversation. We are going to Newmarket. We are going to Georgetown. Like, we've already got our next events in the works, and we can't wait to come to a city close to you. So yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See you all next time.
See y'all next time. Have a good one. And remember, we heal, we recover together. Bye for now. Thank you for being part of Real Lives Touched by Addiction podcast. If this episode moved something within you, Please subscribe and leave a rating or review. It helps these conversations reach the hearts that need them most. We're also inviting you to connect with us. Our social links are in the show notes. Follow us, come say hi, and share your story. We truly want to hear from you because your story carries wisdom, your voice carries medicine, and your purpose is already unfolding. Until next time, remember, you are not alone. We heal, rise, and recover better together.